What is up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, February 10th, 2019. I hope you're doing well. It's Sunday. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. We're doing a live stream. I took a poll online. Should I go live or do a recorded video? 50-50 split. And since this is easier for me, we're doing it. If you're a replay viewer, you know what to do. Go to the pinned comment below. Hit the timestamps for, going to certain parts of the video so you don't have to sit through the first couple minutes where we're just kind of waiting for some people to come in. I try and make it easy on everybody because I know there are some of you that just don't like the longer live streams, but I'm sorry. I can't please everybody. But we're going to do a little quick live stream. We're going to talk about Litecoin. Litecoin up. I mean, continuing to lead the way here. It's pretty cool to see. It's pretty fun to watch. And there's a lot definitely going on. And, the title of this video, Litecoin Indicates Bottom. It's not clickbait. We have some real true data to base that off of and to analyze and to look at and to explore a little bit in answering that question. Is the Litecoin and cryptocurrency market bottom in? And what's up, everybody? Dude, I see David Schwartz. What a pleasure having David Schwartz in the house. David Schwartz. So actually, I was going to mention to everybody, you guys are right now, where are you? Dave, where are you exactly? Like the city and everything. I forget. Type it in the chat if you're still here. But John Kim just tweeted a little bit ago. This is, at the event they're at, this festival they're at, they did a 20-minute in-depth interview about Litecoin. And so I was telling David a little bit earlier today, we were texting a little, and I told him I want to get him and John Kim on the channel this week. And we're going to get Alan as well as eCurrency Hodler on as well. So that'll be sometime. I have to organize with these guys. But okay, yeah, they're at Mammoth Lakes, and I know David's tired from a long weekend. David, man, there he is right there with that microphone, rocking it, killing it, putting in the work for Litecoin, everybody. Litecoin soldiers, man, on the ground, hustling like there's no tomorrow. So keep an eye out this week. Follow us on Twitter, and we're going to put it together. We're going to get a cool, fun live stream, really talk about what's going on behind the scenes here, right? What are they talking about here in this interview, and what were they doing this weekend at Mammoth Lakes? What is Litecoin doing behind the scenes? So we're going to dig into that a little bit. Right now, cryptocurrency markets, coin market cap, you can't even ignore Litecoin anymore, right? Maybe Litecoin's down to 8 or 9. Some people writing it off, but right now Litecoin number 4 in coin market cap, right behind Ethereum, overtaking EOS, Bitcoin Cash. It's looking good, right? And not only is it just top 4 on coin market cap right now, but I really truly believe in terms of cryptocurrency adoption and in terms of actually making an impact on the world, Litecoin doing it. Litecoin really, truly making some moves. Here we go. We got John Kim here. So we got John Kim. We got David Schwartz here. And John Kim's not even in, I thought he was in this picture. He's not in this picture, but go follow these guys on Twitter. John Kim just, he's all over the place. Look, here's a video of him. We're going to get him on the channel, John. John, we're getting you on the channel this week with Dave Schwartz, Alan, and stinking eCurrency Hodler. We're going to have some fun. I want to talk to you guys about what you were doing. I get so sad when I see these pictures. I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be there, man, hanging out with you guys. But that's going to be cool. So let's jump into the question that this video is based on. Litecoin indicates bottom. And we're around 4 minutes in. This will be the timestamp for talking about price. David Schwartz says, we're sitting at a booth talking to folks as we're watching you. John Kim says, talk to my agent. Wow, John Kim's getting too big. He's too cool for school now. That's okay, dude. That's okay. John Kim's too cool for school. I'll get David, eCurrency Hodler, and Alan on, John, if you don't want to come on because you're too cool for the Crypto Capital Venture YouTube channel. I see how it is. I love John, man. So, couple tweets, and then we're going to jump into what's going on. So I tweeted yesterday. I said, not trying to come off too bullish, but look at weekly chart from last fall. Before bull run, compared to current momentum of Litecoin. So you see this like upward momentum in Litecoin. It's a very vague thing to look at, right? We have, besides higher highs and higher lows, it's a typical higher high, higher lows type of looking chart. It's on the weekly, so maybe it's a little bit more substantial and meaningful, but it's still just higher highs and higher lows, right? However, I thought it was interesting to look at the move in terms of Litecoin and what it's doing. And then I also tweeted this. I tweeted this, and I still stand by this, especially as I do this bullish video. Conservative analysis, Litecoin retracing to $32 to $35 area is not necessarily bad. Just be prepared for 20% to the downside, which is also our fib retracements. So this was yesterday when we were kind of like, we almost touched 46. We're trading around 43, and we're talking about revisiting this bottom trend line. And that's a pretty big dip, right? As of right now, it's in the low $30 area. And I just want to throw it out there that it's completely in play, and actually maybe even kind of likely that it happens. So that's kind of my conservative take on the market, right? That's what we anticipate, is that further downside playing into the technical analysis. So I'm going to cover that in this video. Before we jump into that, I do just want to kind of start zoomed out and work our way into the charts on Litecoin and what's going on. So this is the monthly. We're not going to spend too much time here, but I just want to give you that long-term zoomed out type of feel, right, on what Litecoin has been doing. It's just a perfect representation of the market as a whole. It's a perfect representation of what a bear market looks like. Here's that last long-term bear market. Here's the most current bear market that we've been in. And what we're doing now is we're trying to identify when does this happen, right? And this, back in that bear market, that is the end of the bear market, right? That is the climbing out of the bottom. So when is that happening? That's simply what we're trying to identify. It speaks to the title of the video. Litecoin indicates bottom. So is right here, this move for Litecoin, you see this monthly candle. This is the monthly chart. Is this indicating the bottom? And there is a strong likelihood that it is. That's even with further downside. We have our first most reliable indicator of the bottom for cryptocurrency, and Litecoin is the one with the megaphone screaming this indicator, right? And Litecoin was the one cryptocurrency with the same megaphone in the last bear market, screaming this indicator. It was leading Bitcoin out of the bear market. So the question is it doing the same thing again today? And just take note, David Schwartz in the chats, lots of good things coming, folks. So again, behind their scenes, there's way more going on with Litecoin than just price. So please just be aware of that if you're long on Litecoin. Please just be aware of that if you're investing in Litecoin. It's good to see, talk about the bull markets, but it's even better to see, why is Litecoin thriving? Why is Litecoin usable? Why are people getting on board? Why are all eyes on Litecoin? There are many reasons besides just price, which is what we're talking about today. David Schwartz says, Dan, you can announce where the Litecoin Summit will be this year if you want to, live. Wait, I can announce this right now, dude? I don't want to misread that. Say yes if that's true. That's crazy. Can I announce this right now? I don't want to announce it and get in trouble here, man. Okay. I think I'm going to announce it, everybody. Man, I feel like... Okay, I'll do it. Everybody, I have an announcement to make. February 10th, 2019, Litecoin announcement. You heard it here first. David Schwartz. I'm such a loser. Las Vegas, everybody. Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. You heard it here first, everybody. Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan, the Litecoin Summit, the second annual Litecoin Summit 2019. Man, it's going to be a big one. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But everybody, you heard it here first. I feel like a lot of people are going to be hype. A lot of people are going to be pretty excited about this. Las Vegas. Dude, that is pretty awesome that we just announced this. Thanks, Harry. I appreciate the kind words. And I think, David, what are the dates? I know people are going to start asking what the dates are. Part of Cool Crypto Week we are doing with World Crypto Con. So it's Crypto Week, everybody. At the Cosmopolitan. If you're just tuning in, Las Vegas, Cosmopolitan, October 28th to 29th, the second annual Litecoin Summit. David Schwartz, Director, Litecoin Foundation, Project Director, in the chats. It's official. Check out their site, everybody. Crypto Week with World Crypto Con. Litecoin Summit, man, 2019. That's going to be fun. I hope a lot of you are going. If you're in the chats right now, hit that 1 if you're going or plan on going. Hit the number 1. Hit the number 1 if you're going to be able to be out there, if I'm going to be able to meet you, and you're going to be able to meet the team. It's going to be fun. David Schwartz says there will be a formal announcement coming. Because this is definitely not a formal announcement. David, thank you, man. Thank you for letting everybody know. That's so awesome. An unexpected surprise this Sunday. We got a lot of ones in the house. Look at all the ones, everybody. A lot of people going. I can't wait to meet a lot of you. Obviously, we'll be doing the YouTube thing out there, and just having some fun. And I can't wait to be able to just spend some time with everybody, spend some time with you guys, and put some faces to names. That's exciting. So everybody, if you're just tuning in, one last time, Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan Litecoin Summit 2019, October 28th to October 29th. Man, Litecoin's making moves. Everybody, I'm telling you, Litecoin, the team behind Litecoin, you don't even know. You don't even know how genuine, how passionate, how cool, how smart, how brilliant, how talented these people are. So it is to be said, it's something cool when you're investing in a project like that. There are so many cryptocurrency projects. So I'm sure more announcements to come. So make sure you go follow Litecoin Foundation over there on Twitter. Make sure you go over there and follow David Schwartz on Twitter if you're on Twitter. And really good stuff. Litecoin Summit 2019, Las Vegas Cosmopolitan. All right, so it's hard to pivot back into the charts right now. But let's pivot back into the charts. That's just bullish news, man. That's fun news. Like, along with Litecoin's moves right now, it's cool. So this is the weekly. So here's this move that I tweeted, that similar move of momentum for Litecoin. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. This is something I was watching. But what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to define whether or not, and this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I've been watching so closely. David Schwartz, don't you dare be sorry, man. You didn't steal my live stream. That's a great announcement, dude. And yes, go follow David Schwartz, DaddyCool1991 over on Twitter. Genuine dude, guys. I'm telling you. Genuine dude. So what I'm trying to define, like when I'm doing technical analysis, and especially when I'm doing videos like this, talking about is Litecoin indicating the bottom, is I'm trying to define and I'm trying to really locate at this point of where Litecoin is in this bear market. Are we more here at the first touch of the bottom, or are we more here towards the end, lifting out of the bear market? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And there are ways to identify that. And that's why we're going to slowly dig into the charts right now to get an idea of that. But, first things first, I really want everybody to take notice of this 50 EMA. This is huge, whether we're looking at the weekly chart or the daily chart. This is the weekly chart, the 50 EMA, this 50 exponential moving average. And you can see this, when we got this weekly cross of Litecoin above the 50 EMA on the weekly, that truly was, looking back historically, that was the definition of Litecoin leaving, saying goodbye, sayonara to its bottom, right? To the bear market bottom. That was Litecoin piecing out and leading the rest of the cryptocurrency markets in that same way, in that same regard. So it's that first visual thing you want to take note of. Just take note of it as we kind of cruise through here. So here is Litecoin on the weekly chart. And I want to interject this news real quick because I see there's a little bit more people. Litecoin Summit, David Schwartz was just in here. I don't know if he's still here, but just announced October 28th, 29th, Las Vegas, Cosmopolitan, Litecoin Summit 2019. That's where it's at. That's where it will be. So keep your eyes open on that. So weekly chart right now. This is what I want to talk about. The most important question: will Litecoin contend with the 50 EMA on the weekly chart? And I have two very simple data points right here. Number one is this first touch to the bottom Litecoin had back at the end or the beginning of the end of that bear market. You can see a little over, we're talking probably around 120% gains, right? In this 1 to 2 week period, 120% gains. And many people probably asking the question then, is this the bottom? Like we're kind of mooning here. Like we're kind of doing some good things here. Is it the bottom? And the answer to that question then was simply not yet. The bottom wasn't in yet, because you can see from that top, we actually swung back down to a new low, actually. And we're talking months later for a 60% loss in the market for Litecoin, right? So while this defined the first part of the bottom, it wasn't the end of the bottom. So that's kind of what we're trying to explore here when we're doing this technical analysis. Is this what's happening? And we kind of are getting a similar move, right? From this first touch to the bottom to this most previous swing high that we have, we're talking around 120%. So we have a swing of 120%. It took a little bit longer from that swing low, but back here, that first touch to the bottom, look, around 120%. So first off, I want to throw this out there. Very similar move for Litecoin in terms of that first bounce off of its major swing low on the weekly chart. So with that being said, please be prepared that we could go back down, retest previous low. We could go back down. We truly can. And I know this sounds ridiculous when we're having a great week for Litecoin. We truly can go down and test the $20 area. I'm just throwing that out there. There's much resistance on the longer term charts ahead of Litecoin. However, if we break those resistance levels, then we can start seeing some divergence away from what the charts look like back in this area compared to what it's actually looking like now. So that first thing we would look for is, are we actually going to approach this 50 EMA? We don't have the 200 EMA data on the chart going back that far on this chart, but we can really utilize the 50 EMA. So the 50 EMA currently is right around $65. So the biggest question, I know that's quite a ways away, but the biggest question to ask ourselves, zoomed out, is Litecoin going to contend with the 50 EMA? Meaning, is this run going to continue another 30-some% to contend with the 50 EMA? Now, that type of move will be less similar to this move back here. Less similar, right? If we don't get immediate resistance like right now, it'll be less similar than that and more similar to this, right? And that's what we're looking for. When Litecoin exited the bear markets, it broke and actually closed weekly candle above the 50 EMA on the weekly. It is the biggest question. If you want to see what happens in the next 2 weeks, that's the biggest question to look out for. Is Litecoin going to continue in increasing volume, increasing momentum? And is Litecoin going to see another 30% rise to test or break this 50 EMA? That is the first long-term zoomed out question you want to ask yourself in terms of defining the bottom and indicating the bottom. So I'm going to pivot over to the next chart, which is a daily chart. And we can zoom in a little bit further, and we can ask the second biggest question. Will Litecoin 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA? So we were just talking about Litecoin closing above the weekly 50 EMA. Now we're talking about the Litecoin daily 50 EMA crossing above the 200 EMA. So, and I have it circled, right? You see these green, yeah, you can see that pretty good. So we have these green circles basically indicating what I'm talking about. Here was the 50 EMA crossing above the 200 EMA. Now that was in line with that weekly 50 EMA being broken. So this time period was the significant definition of the end of the bear market. So again, it's what we're looking for Litecoin. We want to see, is this 50 EMA all the way down here right now actually going to continue going up, right? We're going to get that momentum, and this is when we're going to, if we do see this happen, this is when we're going to hit our target of $65, right? Which we just talked about here on the weekly 50 EMA. We're going to hit that target if Litecoin actually does see this 50 EMA begin to rise and cross the 200 EMA, and we'll get our cross. And that could be the significant indicator that we're looking for in terms of Litecoin actually calling the bottom, right? Defining the bottom. So I just want to throw it out there how significant it is, how important it is, because if you go over to Bitcoin, right? And we have, I wrote this little note, if Litecoin is doing something significant, Bitcoin will follow. And I say that because it's what happened at the end of the last bear market, right? And we talked about this on the channel the other day. We have Litecoin, right? That here's the 50 EMA just way zoomed in on the daily chart. We have Litecoin July 2nd, 2015. You could just use that as the date that marked the end of the bear market, looking back historically. In that day, did everybody know this is the end of the bear market? Not necessarily. However, a 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA is very important in terms of technical analysis. So I'm sure there were people back then saying this is a huge sign right now for the markets, the 50 EMA crossing the 200 EMA. And I'm sure it was a big part of technical analysis videos, if there were any back then, which I'm sure there were, but definitely being talked about technically. So July 2nd, 2015. Now, the question is, why is Litecoin leading the way, right? Why am I saying Litecoin is going to lead the cryptocurrency markets out of the bear market? I mean, historically, that's what happened last time. And actually, as we look at the markets now, Litecoin, again, just ahead of the markets. It's completely diverging away from the flow of the markets. It's doing its own thing, right? So we have this data point, 50 EMA above 200, July 2nd, 2015. We can go to July 2nd, 2015. What was Litecoin? What was Bitcoin doing? It certainly wasn't crossing above the 200 EMA. The 50 EMA was just had some momentum up, but it didn't actually even approach that until what, a month later? Around a month later. And when Bitcoin 50 EMA did approach the 200 EMA, it didn't even cross, right? It actually got rejection and actually came back down. So it didn't actually cross with 50 EMA cross until October of 2015. So the fall after that summer. So Litecoin marked the bottom months before Bitcoin actually came out of its bottom. So Litecoin in that last bear market, exiting that last bear market, performed way better than Bitcoin. And historically, if that's what technical analysis is, at least one piece of it is taking historical data, right? And applying it to the present, then we take this historical data and we apply it to the present, and we see so many similarities, right? Litecoin right now making a move similar to this. Not yet. We didn't get a cross of the 50 EMA, but Litecoin right now making a very similar move to that market back then, right? Just leading the way. It's happening literally as I do this video. Litecoin up just under $46 right now, and Bitcoin, not necessarily down that much, but down 0.5% right now, right? So Litecoin up around 3.5%, Bitcoin down 0.5%. That's as of today. Obviously, we know the last couple of days, Litecoin saw tremendous gains against the LTC BTC pair, right? So this is Litecoin LTC BTC, and you see a huge, huge difference in terms of the strength of Litecoin versus Bitcoin. So it's just really important to look at. It's really important to take note of, and it's everything in terms of answering the question, and that's in the title of this video, is Litecoin indicating the bottom? And I do believe it is, right? Now, sounds bullish, right? So let's keep kind of going through these charts I have, and let's kind of see what else we can use for context to what Litecoin is doing right now. So this is some data that I just wanted to share with you. You can see on my screen, we have the 2015 halving, right? You see this white line going down the screen. And let me delete that. We have this white line, 2015 halving going down the screen. We had that 50 EMA cross on the daily chart, shortly before that halving, right? And just keep this in mind visually. And essentially, we had the bottom range of that market 213 days before the halving, right? So you just see the bottom range here, just leading into that halving, leading into that 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. And right now, we can kind of go back. Let's do the same thing, 213 days. And we can see so many similarities right now in terms of the flow of Litecoin. We can see the leveling out of the 50 EMA back here, right? With a turn up approaching that halving. And right now we have the leveling off of the 50 EMA here. And potentially right now, if this continues, a turn up leading into the next halving. So there is so much historical data that suggests that Litecoin is following a similar flow, a similar pattern of momentum, a similar pattern of volume, and the data doesn't lie, history doesn't lie, it's there on the screen, so we have to take it into account. In terms of the Litecoin halving, 178 days, 5 hours away. It's coming up, right? And maybe what's really exciting is the fact that October 28th to October 29th, around a month after the Litecoin halving, we have the Litecoin Summit, which was just announced here on this channel. Litecoin Summit, October 28th to 29th, Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. Everybody, if you're here, if you're new here, Cosmopolitan, Las Vegas, October 28th to October 29th, Litecoin Summit 2019, second annual. John Kim LTC official says, play the 2-minute video on my Twitter, Dan, at the end of the stream. I will. I have one more thing to cover right here, which is really zooming into the hourly. Go figure. I never cover the hourly, but we're here. And then we're going to hop over to John Kim's Twitter, see what video he's talking about. Look at Litecoin move, right? And if you're zoomed in on the hourly and you're tracking this, these are tough. These are tough little patterns forming right now. You can, if you draw your lines based on hourly closes or bar closes, or if you're doing it on the end of the wick, you have different patterns. Right now, you can say we have a descending triangle on the hourly, right? This could be a continuation pattern from this recent bullish move. Often the descending triangle is a continuation pattern to the downside, right? When you see a pattern like this after a move already down, it's a very good indicator of a continued move down. Oftentimes, however, if you see one of these form after a strong move up, it could actually be a continuation pattern of the move up. So I see it here on the hourly, and we've already hit our target on this descending triangle right here. That's our target literally hit, right? The height of that. And right now, what we want to watch for is what's going to form next, right? And will we get continued support above the 50 EMA as we've seen on this hourly chart? But zooming out just a little bit to give you better context of the technicals here, speaking to the downside of Litecoin, to the potential of a $20 Litecoin, it's so in play right now that you have to be prepared for it. I'm prepared for it. You might have one more opportunity to accumulate heavily in the $20 area, and it speaks on the chart right now. So on this chart right now, we can even just take our fib retracement right now from we can do this. We can take fib retracement from swing high here to swing low. We have our 1618, the top of this wedge. We're approaching that area of resistance. This could be our swing high that we bounce off of heavy resistance and we come back down. That's typically what you see happen in rising wedges, falling wedges. It's that golden rule number, the 1618. And Weird Wendell donates 0.17 LTC. Thank you, dude. He says, love you, Dan, and all my crypto friends. And we love you, man. I really appreciate the LTC donation, especially as we pivot this channel away from fiat super chats. So thank you so much, Wendell. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your comments too on these videos. So we can even take this previous swing high to this swing low, right? And we kind of came up and approached this 1618. So you see it often in the moves of these wedges as they form. So right now we're potentially coming into a pretty heavy resistance area. The upper trend line of this wedge, the 200 EMA on the daily, and the 1618 on the Fibonacci retracement. Heavy resistance. So please be careful out there. There's total possibility of a retracement back down, and you want to be prepared for it. And lastly, what would we look for in terms of support? Well, it depends where we get our swing high. We obviously had a little bit move today, so we can say if we saw resistance at that $47 area and we don't break it, that would be our swing high. So our 618 to 786 channel is right down here. I mean, really just hugging perfectly this bottom trend line. That would be our target to the downside. So our target to the downside right now in the short term is at least around 20 to 25%. And that sounds bearish. It sounds terrible. It sounds discouraging, but it's what cryptocurrencies like Litecoin and Bitcoin, it's what they do. They're volatile on the upside and downside. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad move, right? That can just be a bounce off of that area and we could see a break back up, right? This could be a continuation of Litecoin's move. However, 20% to the downside right now, extremely possible. Now, lastly, I'll end the technical analysis with this, which is to say we look at Bitcoin on the daily chart, and Bitcoin has a target right now still in play of $2,200, $2,500 area, right? We're looking for this broken symmetrical triangle to play out, meaning we're going to get a retrace back up to break the triangle. So we'll have a failed symmetrical triangle to the downside because we had the break to the downside, but not even 10%. 10% is right around down here. We had a reversal before even getting 10%. So the rules essentially for a broken symmetrical triangle is to get a reversal before 10%, retrace back up, break the triangle, and actually hit the highest point of the triangle right around $4,400, $4,500. If Bitcoin can do that, that will be just an extra indicator of potentially this bear market ending, right? It's that first indicator, that first defining moments of the market ending. However, still in play. If Bitcoin sees resistance right here at this 50 EMA on the daily, huge area of resistance all year long for Bitcoin. And if we get a breakdown, our target literally is we'll have a successful symmetrical triangle to the downside, the target of around 22 from this point, $22 to $2,500. If that happens, we're talking about on the downside from where we are now, 30 to 35%. Now for Litecoin, what does that look like? If Litecoin followed in that path, 30%, to the downside. We're talking about a $30 Litecoin as of now in a more volatile setting in the 20s for Litecoin. It's completely possible. It's completely in play. I just want to say be ready for that. Please be ready for that. But as of right now, we're waiting to see if Litecoin can actually, on the weekly, approach this 50 EMA around $65. We'll continue tracking it on the daily chart, on the 4-hour charts this week. We're going to watch. It's not like it's going to happen today. Most likely it's not going to just happen today. However, it's extremely possible, and it will be that first indicator, very similar, very reminiscent of the bear market bottom being defined back here, being led out of the bottom by Litecoin back there. Very similar if Litecoin gets a similar move above the 50 EMA on the weekly. So that's that. I'm a little out of breath here. Jeez Louise. So everybody, many of you were probably here when we announced David Schwartz came in here. John Kim's here, maybe still here. I hope he's here because I don't know what video he wants me to watch. But Litecoin Summit 2019 announced here on Crypto Capital Venture. I'm so proud of that. Las Vegas Cosmopolitan, October 28th, 29th. John Kim, I think. John Kim, what video do you want? Is John here? I don't know. I don't even know what video he wants me to watch. So there's Alan. We're going to get Alan on the channel. We're going to get eCurrency Hodler. We're going to get John Kim and David Schwartz on this channel this week talking about what they were doing here in Mammoth Film Festival. So let's see. John Kim hooking up Blue 22 with some LTC. Blue is a great guy working for the Mammoth Film Festival who is also a big crypto advocate. We don't care if you are new to the space or not. Everyone deserves the freedom that this tech brings. I agree. John Kim, is this the one this isn't the one? You said it the latest video. This one, World Remix Premiere? Okay. And then I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to run out and get a quick drink. But hopefully everybody can hear this.
You mind turning that music up? Opa, Litecoin style. Litecoin style. Like life in the dark, this cryptocurrency is no joke. Defeats every alt, cause Charlie Lee's got too much mojo. By me, all I see, can never say I never told ya. Hollow tight to the coins they sold ya. I don't ever care, not giving into any sorrow, cause the market stares. Only the sheep with no tomorrow, cause the dish is there. King and Jason, if we buy it all up, nothing would compare when Litecoin's on a tear. One day all transactions will go with Litecoin, with Litecoin. You will know when you want to give them just hollow, and hollow. We all know that Litecoin is just gonna go. Opa, Litecoin style. Litecoin style. Opa, Litecoin style. Litecoin style. Opa, Litecoin style. No. Litecoin style. Opa, Litecoin style.
So there's John Kim's world premiere. I guess just clips from the, what is it called? The Mammoth Film Festival, everybody. No problem, John. You can take over my channel anytime, bro. I love it. Dude, we have fun in the Litecoin fam and cryptocurrency space. Dude, there's nothing more you can do. You can invest, but you got to have fun with it. And John Kim's he's great at having fun with it. He's got so much energy, so I appreciate him. So yeah, everybody, that's it. That's my update for today. Please keep an eye out, right? Be ready for anything. There's so much potential right now to see some heavy resistance with Litecoin. So just be careful. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not giving you financial advice here. But there's definitely some heavy resistance, which we just looked at, and you have to be ready for it. And it's such a good opportunity to accumulate in those areas. Maddie Light donated $10. Keep up the great work. Love the content. Dude, Maddie Light, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That seems like a new screen name to me. It's awesome having you around. I like your screen name, Maddie Light. I'm assuming that's like Maddie Litecoin. But totally appreciate that super chat there, man. Thank you. So be careful, everybody. Let's see what happens. We asked that most important question: will Litecoin contend with the 50 EMA on the weekly chart? Keep an eye out. I don't know. We're going to cover it. I'll probably be doing a video tomorrow. If something crazy happens today, maybe even later tonight, but we'll continue covering it. I'll continue to do my best for following the technicals at least, so we get an idea of what's going to happen here. Appreciate all of you. Mr. T, welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, dude, if you haven't subscribed. If you're here right now and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I mean, cool things happen on this channel. I'm telling you, we just announced the Litecoin Summit 2019 second annual, October 28th to 29th, baby. Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. Be there. Meet us there. But things like that happen. It's going to get exciting, I'm telling you. Wait till we enter a bull market. This channel, I promise you, we are going to have so much fun. We will. So hit that like button on your way out, everybody. It's Sunday. I'm going to go relax a little bit. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, spending some time. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a great Sunday. And Poseidon Lou, right as I'm about to sign off with the 0.25 LTC, I didn't even know he was here. Poseidon Lou, my bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Really do. And I wonder if, shoot me a message, man. Shoot me a message on Twitter or text. Thanks, Poseidon Lou. And appreciate all of you guys. I really do. Have a great Sunday. God bless.